Hello, today we are going to see how to join bias strips together. Now in the previous video we had seen how to cut bias strips. So here today we are going to see how to join different bias strips. Now if you notice, this is a very peculiar thing in the bias strips. When you cut it out, you always get a diagonal edge like this. So whether it is from the selvage end or whether it is from the other side, you would always get an edge like this. Now, typically when we join fabrics, we hold them straight and we machine them along a straight line or stitch it along a straight line, and we can open it and we can use it as a continuous strip. But in case of bias strips, when we are using it for finishings like piping and facing, if we attach it like so, as I mentioned earlier, what will happen is it adds to too much of the bulk when you are doing the finishing, which is why we connect them or stitch them differently. So here I am going to show you two ways in which the bias strips are joined. One to give you a straight edge, whereas the other to give you a strip at right angles. So here I have two bias strips. So if you can see both the diagonal edges, now how do you go about it? Now just see, both the diagonal edges are facing, the pointed tips are facing towards each other. Just pick up one strip and place on the other to match the diagonal edge. Okay, I repeat, look at both the edges, both the pointed tips facing towards each other. Pick up one and place it on the other end, like so. And when you place it, just notice that the pointed tip is just extending out slightly on both the sides by a couple of mm. Hold it together very neatly, edge to edge, and you can pin it up along this edge like this. Now, when you are doing this, the strips are at a right angle. And once you stitch this area where it has been pinned up and you open it out, you would get a straight strip. So that is how it is done. It's just a simple thing. You just have to hold the strips together, pin it up and stitch them together. Let me just sew it for you and show it to you. So here I have stitched this edge with simple running stitches with a contrast color thread. I've used a contrast thread on purpose so that it's going to be better visible for all of you. So now as you can see, the strips are in an L or perpendicular to each other when you place them together, and we have stitched the diagonal edge. Now when we open it out, we get the strips at a right angle to each other, in a straight line, and the entire bulk gets distributed along this diagonal edge, thereby ensuring that we get a smooth edge and a smooth finish. Now, in case you want to get a right angled strip, once you stitch the two strips together, you want a right angled edge. Then simply take two strips, place them one on top of the other, like so. And once you match the edges, just pin it up and stitch along. So when you will open this up, you will get strips connected together or joined together at right angles. So this is how you're going to stitch along the pin to get strips at a right angle. Let me sew it for you. So I have stitched along the edge using again a contrast color thread. So when I open it out, as you can see, we get strips joined together at right angles. So anytime that you want a strip at right angles, you place the edges matching in shape and you stitch them together. And whenever you want a continuous strip, you place the strips at right angles and stitch on the sides, and when you open, you get a straight strip, a continuous strip. So that is all for now. Thank you so much.